Getting down with the Brown Clown. We are campinggeartv.com. I am your host, Ben.
I'm Josh.
With us, as always, is our good friend, Mr. Gary. He is, I don't know if he's our boss. Calls all the shots. And today, Gary has been kind enough to line up a look at a shoe from a company we've looked at before, but the shoe we have not. But it's got a really, I think, unique system. There are so many shoe companies out there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, well, how different can one company's shoe be?
Yeah.
To, you know.
Because they're all making good stuff.
Yeah.
It's tough to differentiate.
But I remember when I saw this company, what they had going for the first time, and we looked at their system.
Yeah.
The last time we looked at a pair of their shoes, and it's really interesting. What are we looking at today?
Yeah. So the one we looked at last time was the Wolverine Compass, which is a little bit of a more burlier, heavy duty backpacking type boot. Really, a lot of support. Going to be very durable, great for supporting a lot of weight and stuff like that. Today we're looking at more of like I would say a light, fast hiker.
Yeah.
Okay?
The Compass I kind of think is like a tank, and this is like a Humvee.
Okay. All right. Good call. Yeah. So what we got here is Wolverine's Terrain Mid. All right, which is a waterproof mid-cut trail hiker. Okay. And as been alluded to earlier, the big deal about these isn't that they're lightweight, because you can get lots of lightweight boots. The biggest thing about them is that they come with Wolverine's new Individual Comfort System, or iCS. All right, and the whole thing with that is that it's got this patented gel disc in the insole back here at the heel, right? That's got 4 different settings on it, right? For, let's see here, let me make sure I get these right. You basically, you put it in the boot and then you turn it so there's a C, an I, an F, and an O, right? And then you position it to the one that you want for the fit that feels most comfortable and right for your foot. The different options, the F stands for firm. So if you want, a very firm feel to your boot, to the sole, that's what you would go with. The C is cushion. Right?
For more pushing.
For more pushing. And then it's got an I and an O, right? And so the O is for more outside or exterior support. So people that have high arches or want to reduce outward tilt would go with that. That's what I went with because I've got some high-ass arches, dog. And the I is for interior tilt, interior support or inward tilt. Better for people with low arches, right? So lots of different things you can do with these boots. It's like a one size fits all type system, right? Whether or not you want firm or cushion support, whether or not you have high arches or low arches, you can modify the sole of the boot to really fit to your feet, right? So there's a lot of people out there that get these and say, wow, these are really comfortable, right? So very good stuff with the iCS. To talk a little bit about the rest of the shoe here, it's a nubuck suede and mesh upper.
These look game worn.
They are
a fair amount.
They are game worn. Yes, these have seen some time on the trail.
Yep.
I wore these on the Little Grand Canyon, and that's the perfect kind of trip for a boot like this.
Sure.
Right? Because it was what did we go 6 miles?
Sure.
Or something like that there. So a shorter trip where you can do it fast and you're not carrying a ton of weight. This is the perfect boot for that.
Do it fast?
Yeah.
Do what?
The trail.
Oh,
hike
sure.
the trail.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah. What'd you think I meant?
The trail.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was clear at home, and so as the color commentator here, it is my job to make sure the correct points are emphasized to the viewers at home.
Right. Well, and I appreciate that, and I think everyone at home does too.
Yeah.
So they're waterproof. I got to test that. We had lots of stream crossings when we were down there, and they held up without flaw in that regard. So yeah, really nice boots. They've got wave mesh lining throughout. Okay, they've got removable full cushion EVA with stabilizer heel cup, and if you turn it over, you can see that there's these little gel areas in here, which is really nice.
These almost look like if you were able to strap them on your foot, they could almost be a shoe themselves.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of padding and a lot of cushion within the cushion area here.
Right. So you got that gel, what they call the forepart, and then you've got the gel heel pads footbed, which is nice. So EVA/rubber with a TPU arch and heel support outsole. I found these boots to be really comfortable, really lightweight. I think that's the main thing about them, right? Both, in the toe box, it was good for me. I found that the fit, along here was really nice. I like the mid component to it because it gives me a little bit of support, but not a ton. Like, the full boot sometimes, when you're just going for a few miles or something on a shorter hike, full boot sometimes feels like overkill to me.
Plus the heat can be an issue too.
Yeah.
When you have a full boot and you have long socks, and the only time I think that people are opting for that is when they're looking for higher protection in case you're on a trail where there could be snakes or other critters trying to get at you, and then for some reason if you're in an area that could be a lot of poison oak, poison ivy, but you're not wearing pants and you need some more protection, you may opt to go with something like that. But generally I'm on the same page as you. I like lower cuts unless it's in the winter. In the winter I like a full boot.
So Wolverine really stands behind their products. You know that if you're buying a Wolverine boot and if anything happens to it, that they're going to stand behind it for you. So I think through normal use, you're really going to find these to be an enjoyable boot.
How much is that boot?
It's 120 to 130 most places.
Okay, I think it's a good price for that style of shoe.
I think it's about right. You can go to Wolverine.com and check out more. Again, the big thing is the individual comfort system gel disc that is in the heel. So you could, by changing it those settings, let's say you do decide to wear these on a little bit of a longer hike and your feet are feeling a little sore. Well, changing that mid-hike is something that you might find to be really nice, because you're going to be like, oh, well, I went from the cushion support and now, I'm going to switch up to the firm. Just changing that in your boot is going to put the pressure on your feet in different areas, and your feet are going to feel a little better after you've been out for a while.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you think it's like a minor detail, but the system actually really works, surprisingly enough. I mean, not to say that I thought that it wouldn't, but sometimes I think there are companies out there that have little things that are little gimmicks to set them apart that aren't really effective. And in this, I actually really can tell the difference between the different settings, and one of the ways that they're important is for how your foot pronates. I think we talked about this last time, but everyone's shoe comes down differently. On the trail or on the ground, and if you happen to be tilting to the outside when you come down or tilting to the inside when you come down, the disc is going to help you offset some of that, or provide more cushion to your foot when needed, or really kind of customize the fit.
Yeah.
Not I don't know if fit's the right word, but customize the feel, to how and how the shoe will perform for you. And so it's funny how something this small as this little disc can really achieve that, but it does, and it's no one else has anything like this to my knowledge.
Right.
That an interchangeable disc that.
It's true.
I think what Wolverine is trying to do, and I may have said this last time, is I think shoes, there, like you were saying before, there's a lot of shoe companies out there. They're making really, really good shoes.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like if you were to buy company A or company B, it's like, what's the difference? It's personal preference, I think, a lot of times.
Sure.
I think Wolverine is really trying hard here to make sure that they can target a wide audience, by making sure that's like, well, if we have someone who wants to buy our boots, but, they need more support, they need more cushion, they pronate one way, pronate the other, that they're being able to, get that person a product and kind of accommodate them and not kind of lose out on having them be a Wolverine supporter. So I think that in itself is really, really cool. And, they have, if you go through their line, go to their website and go through the line, they have a lot of really, really cool, boots and shoes, even some casual stuff, which is great.
Sure.
I am just now, this past year, really learning about how full force they are going into the boot industry. Because or the outdoor industry, before I used to think of them more as like work boots.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of really good stuff, and like I said, even like some more stuff on the casual end.
Sure.
Some really sexy looking shoes,
Mm-hmm.
which I know you are into as well.
That's what I'm into.
And these shoes right here, which I just got today, which we're going to review in the future, I believe, are also a pair of Wolverine shoes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just put these on like an hour ago, so I'm already trying to get a feel for them and get them worn in. And it's just, again, another really high quality product that's very, very comfortable. Also has the iCS system in these.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh. So you've had those on for about an hour, and you're already living a better life.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can just tell you this from my point of view. First of all, I can breathe better.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's just like, everything's opened up just because of what I put on my feet, And I mean, that's a good thing, right?
I think it's a great thing, yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, already I'm just breathing better. By tomorrow, I'm sure I will have lost a couple of pounds. My blood pressure will have went down.
Right.
I sleep with these on, And if
You do?
Yeah.
I thought you just got them.
No, I will. I will sleep with them on. And, they have Gore-Tex on them, I believe. Yeah. So I wear them in the shower. I won't ever take them off.
Never?
No.
Wow. How will you get your pants off?
Oh, I'll cut a small slit in the side so I can ease the shoe off, Because, I mean, I really got to test these suckers.
Right.
And I want to live that better life through incorporating that product. So
you can't go halfway.
Yeah, there you go. So that's Wolverine. You're definitely going to want to go over to their website, check out their shoes. Try and find a retailer that has some shoes by them that have the iCS comfort system, because you're kind of going to need to see it for yourself. Really, really cool stuff. And check back in with us later when we review these shoes or the shoes I'm wearing now later on down the line, along with some other really, really great outdoor gear. But until then, he's Josh, he's Gary, and I'm Ben. We are CampingGearTV.com.